Hello friends, how are you? My name is Tanmay Jadhav and I welcome you all in my YouTube channel. So today in this session we will talk about matter in our surroundings. Okay, so let's start today's session. So what do you understand by the term matter? Yes, any tiny particles which are present in nature are called matter. Okay, whether it is air, water, etc. Any tiny particles which are present in nature are simply called as matter. So here I will write definition. Any tiny particles which are present in nature are present in nature are called matter. Okay. The food we eat, the air we breathe, as well as the water we drink, these all particles which are present in nature are made up of very small particles, very small particles, and these particles are called as matter. Okay. And now, secondly, some Indian philosophers classified matter into five basic elements, and that basic elements is known as Pancha Tattva. Okay, that basic elements is known as Panch Tattva. So what are these Pancha Tattva? What are these Pancha Tattva? These Pancha Tattva are made up of five basic elements. First is air. Second is water. Okay. Third is earth. Fourth is fire. And fifth is sky. Okay. These Pancha Tattva are classified into five basic elements: air, water, earth, fire and sky. This classification is given by the some ancient Indian philosophers. But today, modern scientists classified matter into two types. First is physical nature and second is chemical nature. Okay, in 9th class you are having only physical nature of matter. So now we will study physical nature of matter. In that, matter is made up of particles. Okay, so how can we prove that matter is made up of particles? So we will do one experiment. Suppose I take here one beaker. Okay, I take one beaker. Then I pour some water in it. Okay, then I pour some water in it and add salt in it. Okay, I will use different chalk. I add salt in it. Okay, I add salt. Then I mix up the mixture. Then I mix up. So what do you observe actually? Do you see that water level increases? Yes. Do you see? The answer is no. No sir, water level not increases. Why not increases? Because these salt particles mix up in the water particles. Okay, salt particles mix in the water particles. So you can write salt particles mix up in water particles. Okay, salt particles mix up in the water particles. So can you just say that matter is having space between them? Yes, matter is having spaces. So that if I add salt in water, the water level not increases. So we can conclude that matter is made up of particles through which salt can adjust in the water. Okay. Secondly, you will say how small are these particles. Okay, how small are these particles? So students, just keep one thing in your mind that these are very small particles. If I take one small water droplet, imagine this is one small water droplet. This water droplet is also having matter in it, and it is made up of matter only, okay? So we can't imagine that how small are this matter. They are very small, okay? So now students, we will study characteristics of particles of matter. In that, particles of matter have space between them. So how can we explain that particles of matter have spaces between them? See, just remind that I have explained you that take one beaker, pour one salt and water in it. See, again I will explain. Suppose I take this beaker, and in this beaker I put some water, as well as I add some salt in it, okay? I add some salt in it. So do you see that the water level increases? Yes? No, the water level remain as it is only. So we can conclude that particles of matter have very spaces between them. That's why only salt adjusts itself into that spaces, okay? Second characteristics is particles of matter are continuously moving. So how can I prove that particles of matter are continuously moving? By performing another experiment, okay? In my hand there is incense stick, yes, and another hand there is lighter. So what I will do? I just blow up this lighter like this and blow this or lit up this incense stick with fire, okay? So what do you observe? See, now like this. So what do you observe by this experiment? See, this whole smoke of this incense stick are moving continuously in this room, okay? So by this we can conclude that particles of matter are continuously moving, okay? So students, now we will study about states of matter. Yes, states of matter. States of matter, and these states of matter are, you are very well aware about it. First is solid, second is liquid, and third is gases, okay? So one by one we will study about solid, liquid and gases, okay? So students, I have made here three tables: solid, liquid, gases on the basis of their shape and size, on the basis of attraction, on the basis of their movement, okay? So if we talk about solid, they have definite shape and volume. Yes students, see. Yes students, see, I have a rubber band in my hand, okay? If I stretch this rubber band and see, it occupies its original position. Yes, if I stretch and see, it occupies its original position, so we can say that solid is having definite shape, means exact shape and exact volume also, okay? And liquid is not having any definite shape, okay? Why? But why? Take one glass, pour one water. See, you will observe that liquid occupies the glass shape, okay? And secondly, take one beaker and pour again same water in that beaker, okay? You will observe that liquid will occupy bigger shape, okay? So that's why it do not have any definite shape, but it has definite volume, okay? And if we talk about gaseous, no definite shape and volume. Gases are free, means they neither have definite shape nor have definite volume, okay? So secondly, these particles attract each other very strongly. Yes, solid particles are very closely with each other. See here, if these are solid, so they are very packed, okay? They are very closely with each other, okay? The force of attraction is less than solid particles, sorry. And in case of liquid, see, in case of liquid, they are as much as free, okay? But we cannot say they are freely. They are very as much as free, okay? And if we talk about gaseous, the force of attraction is very least. Yes, gaseous particles are very far away from each other. So students, here I end this chapter. So if you have any doubts, so please comment me on comment section. And thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day ahead. Bye.